Hello, Jay here with Jay's Journey, and I'm sitting here with my beautiful daughter, Nicole Elizabeth.
Hi. How are you
And
doing?
I asked her to come over here today to share with me and us. I'm very proud of her. I'm so proud of her. She's done so many good things with her life. I'm proud for a lot of reasons. But today, in the spirit of the topic of my channel, which is, inspiring people, trying to help people to go for their dreams, to go for their aspirations, as long as there's no nefarious aspirations in there, like bank robbery or hurting another human being or something like that. Those are not good ideas. I'm not advocating that. But I wanted to ask Nicole some questions today because she's done a lot of great things in the last few years, going after things that she had a passion for that I didn't even know about when she was growing up. She's come a long way with all of that. So I'm going to ask her some questions.
All right.
Yeah. Nicole, tell me about what you love to do.
I love to do cosplay modeling. I like to make costumes and be artistic and painting. I love to paint, and anything that has to do with creating something new is really what I like to do, I guess. Yeah.
Well, tell us about what is the cosplay thing? Because I know you used to like to dress up a lot. Halloween was your favorite.
It's always been my favorite.
Yeah.
I love Halloween. So that transferred into costumes all year round, not just Halloween, obviously. I just like to look at a character and make it my own, or come up with a character and create it from scratch. That's the best part. So tearing apart costumes and making new ones or whatever it takes.
How did you get started in that?
Well, way back in the day, it started with coming up with costumes for shows, for concerts, painting people's faces and doing people's hairs for concerts. And then I would say like 4 years ago or 5 years ago, me and a friend of mine who was doing modeling at the time found a meetup in a park of a whole bunch of people who like to dress up in costumes. It's called a cosplay meetup. And she was like, I think you would really love this because you always dress in costumes and I don't know anything about it. Can you come with me? And I dressed up like a fairy and she was Black Widow, and it's taken off from there.
Okay.
It was a blast.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen a lot of your. You have Instagram
Yep.
and Facebook. What's it called?
At Nikki's Cosplay, or Nikki S Cosplay, Nikkis Cosplay, COSPLAY, on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've seen them on there and seen a lot of the things you've done. And you met in a park.
Yep.
A person told you
At
about
Cheeseman Park.
in Denver.
Yep.
In Denver.
Yep.
South Denver.
That was the first one.
And how many people were at that?
That was like 50 people, and that was anything and everything cosplay meetup. Like, now I usually go to the ones that are more, they'll say like Marvel superheroes or Marvel villains or fairies and witches and warlocks or whatever those are, and it'll be specific to that one genre of cosplay, like anime, which a lot of people don't know what that is. I don't know if you do, but my kids do. I need to get more into that for them. But stuff like that. So this was a hodgepodge one. It was like everything, show up as whatever you want. So there was like goddesses, there was creatures, I was a fairy, there was superheroes.
Steampunk.
Steampunk's a huge one. I love steampunk a lot.
I've seen a lot of steampunk people too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you have like some pictures of some of your costumes there?
Yeah, I did a actual a cosplay meetup like the ones we were talking about for mermaids a few years back.
Okay.
And we met at a river out here in Colorado, off of the highway by Colorado Springs, in between here and Colorado Springs. Live. Yeah, the mermaids live in the rivers.
In Colorado.
And we made it into a magazine, the Muse magazine here. This photo was taken, I don't know how to do that.
Up there. Let's see.
By Ken Capshoot.
More this way. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Now we can see you, I think. Yeah. That's a close-up of my daughter, Nicole Elizabeth,
In the magazine.
in a mermaid costume in the magazine.
Yes. So, I did that costume and did all the makeup and the hair and put together the jewelry. I bought parts and pieces from different places, like the wizard's chest, and like that, the top was from the wizard's chest, I believe. And then, or maybe it was from Disguise. It's been so many years, I don't know. Then I added stuff to it. So, anyways, so Ken Tishapt did that photo, and then these photos too. These are other Colorado models, but we all did that same.
Over like that.
This page.
Oh, there we go. There you are.
Yeah.
Yep. There she is.
So that's cool. That one was published in a magazine a few years ago. And then I also do some like pinup work, which is like 1950s,
50s,
40s. I like to do flapper girl stuff too, but this one sold in a museum or in a art show.
See if I can get it up closer so we can get it.
I can't see what I'm doing.
She's upside down
Yep, in a car.
in a car.
But that was a costume for pinup costumes. So, and that was at a car show. And then I've also done some horror ones, which I don't have pictures of those
That's
right
good.
here.
They scare me. I don't like them.
I love those ones.
I don't like horror movies either.
So I've done Pennywise and a rainbow clown and a whole bunch of different versions of like sick Harley Quinns or insane Harley Quinns or mountain versions. Or I've done lots of fairies. I usually do lots of fairies.
The Woodland Fairies. I've seen that one.
Yeah.
I've seen those.
Those are everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'll also go to like the Renaissance Festival or the Comic-Con. I did Poison Ivy at the Comic-Con a couple years back. So I also play parts sometimes. I'm looking at playing a part as the Grinch coming up soon, hopefully maybe in Fort Collins. So.
And this cosplay modeling has kind of led you into like general fashion modeling a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah. So that was a surprise when I was like 31 for my 31st birthday. It was a bucket list thing. I've been hanging out with a lot of models doing photo shoots and stuff as a cosplay artist. And was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to audition for a fashion show. And I auditioned for Eve Jenkins as a designer who used to live out here in Colorado. She's amazing and she makes awesome dresses and corsets at Paris at Eve Designs. I got in and walked for her on my 31st birthday. That was crazy. My first ever audition, and I made it.
At 31, I did not have a bucket list. I just want you to know that.
Oh. Yes.
I wasn't even thinking that way then.
Yes, you have to have a bucket list.
No, I thought that was for older people. So, and through this, you've gotten the magazine, obviously published in a magazine.
Yep.
And then there's another one that recently, I think that it's not out yet, but I think you're being published in.
I've been published in a few different magazines for the Stoner High Girls and the Speakeasy Vape Lounge in Colorado Springs, which is a local magazine. I've been in like 4 of their issues already, but there's one coming out called the Boss Babes edition, and because we're all boss ladies, and I'm on the cover of that one. That's exciting for January 2020. I've also been in some cosplay calendars, some pinup calendars. Denver Top Models is like an online presence. Native Magazine. I just got an award for them for fashion modeling last night. Oh, you can't see it, but how do you do that? I don't know if you'll do it right there.
Yeah.
So that was like for excellence. Top models of Colorado for the year 2019, top female models from Native Magazine. So that's exciting, which is a fashion modeling gig, and walking for Z Limited and Paris clothing lines and Blue Bear apparel. So.
And yeah. Was this a burning passion prior to you getting involved with the cosplay, or did something come alive in you as a result of?
It just happened. Yeah, it was. I did that one fashion show as my bucket list, right, where I wanted to get into it. I mean, I've always been interested since I was young, but not that interested to where I would like want to go out and do. I was always nervous.
Well, yeah.
And then I did it, and then once it happened, the first one, I got asked to audition for other ones, and it just kind of rolled, and now I've walked in a whole bunch of shows for like 3 years, and it's nonstop. I'm in a show tomorrow, actually, the Raw holiday show, so.
Yeah. Tell me about what else that you've done over the years. I mean, and things that you're passionate about as well. And you said you were nervous, you were scared to do this, but once you did it, you got over that fear, apparently, right?
Yeah. I got over the fear of walking and modeling. Like, that part got a lot easier, although even last night I got a little nervous at a photo shoot.
Well, of course.
So that part was easier.
But
and
the more
it,
you do, the easier it gets, probably.
Yep,
right?
and it forces me out of my comfort zone.
Right.
To, like, when I do cosplay modeling, I design my own costume, I do my own hair, I do my own makeup, I do everything. Whereas when you go out into fashion modeling, there's a lot of people around you all at the same time, all doing the same thing, all doing craziness. And so it's a matter of, like, learning different styles, being able to help other people, letting people help you. Sometimes just stepping back and not doing anything when you're used to being in control. That's really hard.
I wonder where you got that from.
But it just snowballed from there, and it's gotten amazing. It's really a lot of fun. And now I do makeup art too, and hair, and then I got into painting because of it. Like, it's all just, transferred over.
So you recently started doing some painting as well.
Yes.
Plus, you help your husband in his business.
Oh yeah, I run a contracting company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's innovative contracting. Wish it, want it, it shall be done. We are your genie.
there you
Your
go.
homeowner's
That's
genie. Anything you need.
Right. And it works out good because my painting company works with your husband's and yours contracting company. A lot of times we do the painting when he does the drywall and finishing and that kind of thing too. So
Yeah.
we kind of work together sometimes with all of that. So you said you also got into painting recently, right?
Right.
And what kind of woke that up? Was it just all the makeup things you were doing, or did you just was it just like I think you went to like some afternoon wine and painting parties
Yes.
or something, right? Was that it? I
Yes.
can't remember, yeah.
Yes, I was going to those afternoon wine party things
Yeah.
where you paint and you drink sipping paints or whatever, and fell in love with painting. Found out that I really liked it, and in a controlled setting, and tried to do it at home. Actually, Leif, my husband, wanted to get into it with me, but he doesn't like to leave the house, so we started doing it at home. He's always tired when he gets out of work, so he works hard. So he would hang out and we would paint together, and then it took off from there. Like, I just can't stop.
He told me he hates painting. That's
loves
why he
it.
hires my company.
He hates painting houses.
Yes.
He'll let me paint.
I know. Yeah, I know. I know you're talking about fine art painting.
Yeah, he likes
painting,
art painting, though. He does. He likes to be able to.
And did you have that's
Oh yeah, I brought some paintings.
You want to show one of your paintings or something?
This one is a little bumblebees one. Gotta like the little bumblebees. Save the bees, people. Okay, I'll just say that.
Okay.
When the bees die, we die.
Is that true?
That's a huge sign for.
Because I keep trying to get rid of them out of the eaves. Of
No,
the
you
house.
get rid of wasps.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
Oh,
wasps
okay.
are evil. You can kill the wasps. They kill bees.
Oh.
Then this is one. It's also very therapeutic.
They're kind of whimsical, aren't they?
Yeah, like my cosplays too.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
yeah.
all fairy fantasy. And this one you can kind of tell by the face that they're grumpy with each other because they have to share their space. So it's very therapeutic because I feel like maybe that's how I was feeling that night. Cranky.
Yeah, there you go.
And I tried to put an intention behind them too.
Okay.
Like I'll write in pencil on the back and then paint over it. So there's one. Can't really.
Yeah.
That one's just like a reversed earth. It's kind of weird.
Okay.
Here, this one's one of my favorites though.
Tree of Life.
Yeah, the Tree of Life.
Oh.
It's a really good
Which
tree.
branch am I on?
You're like the big middle part.
Oh, you sure?
The trunk.
Oh, that's a compliment. That was nice.
Holds everything up.
I don't know about that. Ah.
Cheshire Kitty.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Anyways, yes, I love to paint, and then people wanted to buy my paintings, and so now I'm doing art shows too.
There you go.
And I've been using some of the old saws and equipment from the contracting company that we don't use anymore and recycling it into art pieces.
Oh. So you never know if you have a desire or just a thought to do something, it can lead you places that you didn't know where it was going to go. But you got to take that first step. And I think that's what you were good at in the last few years.
It took me a while, though.
Well, of course.
Over 10 years in the dental field.
Plus, we're programmed by our parents, right? To think a certain way all these years. We're influenced by a lot of things, not just our parents. But sometimes we have to deprogram ourselves in order to explore things that we might be passionate about, things that we might be inspired to do. I just am so proud of you. I can't express enough how
Aww.
proud I am of all the things you've done and the accomplishments. Got 2 great grandkids from Nicole, grandsons. I'm so blessed to have her in my life. Thank you for sitting down and doing this little expose on your life. And you didn't show us the hat you made for your wedding either.
Oh no, I didn't. I didn't show that.
So this is kind of like part of the costume design kind of thing.
Yeah, I brought it because I own it. I can bring it now.
This was when she got married.
I did a hat instead of a veil, and I did all the detailing there, added the bow to it, added an underlayer, little steampunk flares. I added
It says, I do, yes, all over the top.
Yes, I do, all
Yes,
over the
I do,
top.
yeah.
It says always and forever here. Like that, always and forever. And there's like I sewed on here a star charm because someone purchased us a star, so we have a star in our name.
Oh, wow.
They're binary stars that are pulled together in the sky. They're north of the Big Dipper, and they're called pulling together.
Does it prevent arguments?
No.
Okay.
All right, and then it says destiny back here too. But yeah, I did that, and then I did this mask recently on the more gory side of things for Halloween. I painted this as my Jason mask, and I did a whole Jason cosplay and a Freddy Krueger and a Leatherface. But I painted that was just a plain white mask from the Dollar Tree, and then hand painted it into Jason. So that's the kind of stuff that I do, like as far as making costumes. I also hand sewed Pennywise costume all together, stuff like that. But my kids love that kind of stuff too. They love that I can do that kind of stuff because it helps out.
Yeah, anything gory.
Anything gory.
Yeah.
I can make their costumes. They love it.
I'm sure.
They like to. Travis likes to paint a lot too. He paints with me a lot. Aiden, he likes to play music. He's not a painter. He's more of a musician.
All these things, obviously, they bring you joy in your life, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they make your life
Happy.
full, happy. Yeah.
Stress relief.
Yeah.
And a little bit of money if we can.
So, yeah, but the money's not the whole goal, right?
No.
I get it. Yeah, if the money comes, it's there, that's fine. And if you do something long enough, I believe if you follow a passion long enough, you'll make money at it eventually.
Yep.
Enough to live off it. So.
Agreed.
But it's got to be something that you really love to do and that you're committed to, and it doesn't matter what other people say or do and how much discouragement. Have you ever gotten criticized or discouraged for what you're doing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Did it bother you a lot?
I would be lying if I said no. I mean, yeah, I get bothered by stuff like that, but you got to do it anyways. Like, the definition of being brave is it's not that you're not scared, right? It's that you're scared and you did it anyways. So
That's true.
So it's like you're allowed to be frustrated or whatever, but don't let it stop you.
Right.
Right? It's okay to have feelings, but don't stop because of it. Push through them.
Right. Unless it's something nefarious, like I said before.
Yeah.
Then let the
If your
feeling stop you.
conscience
Yeah,
is
that's right. Yes.
If you have a conscience kicking in, that's different.
Right. Yeah, that is different. Yes. But No, but that's important because a lot of times we get some negative feedback. This happens on YouTube a lot. You get negative feedback, and a lot of times I just say, if it's a good, valid point, I take it as constructive criticism. If it's just hate and people just hating you because you're doing something that they're jealous of or they just don't like your personality or something, oh well, too bad. And if you really want to keep doing it and if you have the passion strong enough, those things won't matter to you. You'll just brush them aside. I can tell you when I was in the music, when I was growing up and being a musician, and even to this day, there's some times when we head into a gig that's not the right situation for us. It's like a square peg in a round hole, something like that. It doesn't work out, and I don't let it stop me and say, oh, well, I'm never going to play out there in front of people again or something. That would be crazy. And I'm sure that there's far more successful people than us that could tell you their success stories came from a lot of failures. I think that's how we learn as we go. We got to make mistakes. We got to keep picking ourselves up and brush off and keep going. So with that, I'm going to end this interview section with my daughter, Nicole Elizabeth. And thank you for being here today and sharing with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. And give me a hug. I love you.
You have a good day.
You too.
Love you too.
My life has just begun. No matter where we are.